Hi everyone, trust you all are doing well and welcome to another lesson. All right. Now, if a person is subscribed to a thread, that all works very well. And if we go to our database, we will see that the person is subscribed. So let's quickly do. Now, as you can see, you will see the person is actually now subscribed to our thread. All right. So as you can see, the ID, the user ID, the threads, and what ID the subscription is. So basically meaning the thread ID. All right. Now, let's say there's a 10 or 5 people that subscribe to this thread right here. Now we need to notify them. Okay, so let's say I reply to this thread. All right, obviously the author of the website is let know, like listen, you've got a new reply on your thread. We do that currently, but we also want to notify everyone they subscribe to the thread. But we don't want to notify the person actually created the reply, because they already know that they created the reply. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in this one. So let's quickly go to our code editor and do actually all of that. So I'm just going to go back to Visual Studio Code. All right, so there's 3 things we need to change. We need to change our new reply notification. Let me just open it up like this so that you guys can see where it is. Our new reply notification. So on the app notifications, you will see our new reply notification. Then we're going to send in our listener. It's going to listen for that. And this is where we're actually going to create a couple of things. All right. And then in our email right here, we just need to pass that subscriber in as well. All right. Let's quickly do that. All right. So the first thing that we want to do, let's go to our new reply notification and create a public variable called subscription. So public subscription. Right, and we pass that subscription in here. Okay, and then we set this subscription equal to subscription. All right, so we create that public variable for our subscription so that we know which subscription it is. And then in our reply on the email, we actually want to send that subscription variable right here. Okay, so let's just, after the reply right there, sure it didn't. Okay, this subscription. All right, so now we will get my editor actually showing red in my listener because it's expecting 2 parameters now. All right, so there is the reply and the subscription. So let's go and make it happy. All right, so in this part right here, there's a couple of things we need to do. All right, we're obviously getting the reply now, the thread right here. Okay, that's what we're going to get. Now, if a thread has 5 subscriptions, okay, so 5 users subscribe to the thread, we need to loop over each of those subscriptions and send them an email. Okay, so let's create a for each loop. All right, so for each, and then we're just going to get all the thread, and then we're just going to get the subscriptions. Like this. Now, you might wonder, where does this thread subscriptions come from? As you guys remember, in our model, we created a thread called has subscriptions, and inside that, there's that subscriptions method we're calling right here. And that's calling the relation, and the relation is actually going to the database and just checking these things right here. Okay. Right, so anyway, we're going to loop over that, and we're just going to subscribe the variable called just subscription. Spell subscription. All right, so for each thread dot subscription as subscription, so subscriptions, just make sure I spelled it this side. It's fine. All right, now the thing is, we don't want the person that replied to the post to be sent an email as well. Okay. If it's the author, we don't want them to receive an email, but everyone else that subscribed to the thread will basically receive an email. All right, so then we're just going to say this. We're going to create a private function in a second. So this reply author does not match. Okay, subscriber. We're just going to pass in the author. So the event reply author. Let's just give us some room so you guys can easily see it. All right, the author, and we need to pass in the subscription as well. Subscription. All right, let's quickly create this method right here. So author does that reply. Okay, so let's quickly do that. So this is going to be a private function, and we're just going to call it reply doesn't match. Okay, so we're going to bring in the user model. Okay, and then we obviously going to pass in, you know what this, we're just going to make it author like that, and then do a subscription, and this is going to return a boolean, either true or false. Okay, return does not, if this does not match the author, remember the author is just the variable name that I've given the user right there. Okay, matches description. Okay, that's it. All right, so let's go back to this right here. So we created that method. So as you can see, they correspond. So we know we spelled everything correctly right there. Right, now we need to just closing right there. Okay, we need to create this right now, the loop. So the subscription, user, okay, and then we want to notify. Sorry, this just threw me off there. That's why I was just wondering what am I doing. Right, if I'm typing in the wrong place, notify. Remember, this is what we did in the previous one. Okay, so .notify. Okay, and then we just want to say new reply notification. We just want to pass the event reply and obviously the subscription. Just make sure that I put everything in correctly. The event, all right, obviously this is, I need to pass in the subscription there as well, so no worries are there. Just subscription. We're looping over the subscription, we're passing the subscription, we check if the author doesn't match so that we don't have to send them the email as well. Then we get the subscriber and then the user, then we notify them with that new email. Okay, so all is good right there, and obviously we notify the author as well. So let's save this up, and now let's go to our email. All right, so our email right here, we need to get that subscription. So public subscription. I'm typing slow anyway, so that you guys probably way faster than me. Subscription. Right, and then we just set it this subscription equal to subscription. Right, so now we set that up. Okay. So now this is all done. Now the final thing is to make sure that hopefully everything works. Okay, so let's test it out. All right, I'm John Doe. So if I reply to this thread right here, as John Doe, because John Doe is subscribed to this thread, the owner, Dr. Osvaldo Maggio, DVM, he's going to be notified of the reply. Okay, but not John Doe, because John Doe is the author of the reply. So let's quickly do that. Say this is a reply. So only the doctor needs to be notified. So let's create the post. Okay, he's busy sending the email. We're not using the queue worker at the moment. All right, as you can see, the reply is created. So we're expecting only one email to be sent, not two. We don't want John Doe to be notified. That's why we created a private function. So as you can see, we received only one email. Okay. Now you will see Dr. Osvaldo is the only one that got notified, by John Doe has replied to this thread. All right. So let's go back. Okay, so click that? Marcus, right? Okay. All right. But anyways, we only received that email. Okay, so it is marked as a. Okay. Now I'm going to log out as John Doe and log in as another user, and I will reply to this thread, and hopefully we will send 2 emails out to the doctor and to John Doe. So let me log out quickly. Just going to log in as Maya at example.com. It's a user that I created. All right, and we can go in here. I'm just going to give it a like. Okay, so let's reply as Maya, and now there needs to be 2 emails. Okay, this is Maya's. So I'm just going to post that. So there needs to be 2 emails now. One for John Doe and one for the doctor. Okay, reply created. Now, as you can see, we received 2 emails. One was sent to john@example.com. All right, Maya Doe replied to this thread, and another one was sent to the doctor as well. All right, so everything works. So that's basically the functionality I was looking for. All right, thank you guys, and that's it for now. All right, so now a person can be able to like, they can subscribe. Let's say Maya subscribed to the thread as well. All right, so if Maya subscribed to the thread, basically if Maya replied, Maya won't receive an email, but John Doe and the doctor will. And yeah. All right, thank you guys for watching, and if you like the video, please give it a like. If you don't, please give it a dislike. Positive or negative feedback, always appreciated. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.